All right, I'd like to welcome Keegan Bradley to the interview room here at the Hero World Challenge. Keegan, your first start on tour since the Tour Championship, but you were in some competitive action last week at the Skins game. Could you maybe just kind of talk us through what that experience was like out there?
Oh, it was spectacular. Like you said, I haven't played in a tournament in 2 months, so it was good to get some competitive juices going for this week. But what a fun time. I grew up watching the Skins game. To be a part of it was really, really special.
And then, obviously, playing in this event, you've had plenty of experience here at Albany in this golf course in this tournament. What does it mean just having Tiger around as the tournament host and just his fingerprints all over this place?
Well, for us players, it's really, really special to play here because it means you've played really well for at least a year, maybe even two. I went years without being in this tournament, and I really feel a sense of accomplishment just playing in this tournament because it means a lot to all of us to be here. It's one of the toughest tournaments to get into in the world, and it's always really fun to bring the family here and have a great time.
All right. Well, for questions, if you have a question, raise your hand. We will get a microphone over to you. Todd?
Keegan, congratulations on your Skins victory.
Thank you.
I do want to address what's been talked about over the last few weeks, and that is what seems to be imminent changes to the PGA Tour with its schedule seems to be more streamlined, Tiger chairing the future competition committee. What are you hearing, and what are your reactions to those rumors or thoughts?
Well, it just seemed I've heard a bunch of stuff. I don't know anything. I'll learn more tonight, I think. I think that the tour is having to constantly evolve into what the golf world is becoming, and I really love the fact that we're not waiting. Like, this isn't like we're changing in 3 years or 4 years. It's like, no, we're doing this next year. And I think Brian has a really clear vision of what we're going to do. I wish I could have more details. I don't know what it is. I have a general idea, but I really think it's great that we're acting right away instead of this is what we're thinking down the road. I think Brian's trying to make changes right away, and he's definitely got a great vision to make the tour as best as it could be.
It seems like the purpose is to benefit the fans and maybe the economics of the tour as well. But how do you balance that and also pleasing the membership, especially, I guess, the middle class of the membership?
Mm-hmm. Let me think about that. Again, I'm not in on these conversations with the tour and stuff, but I think it's a really, in the history of sport, what's gone on in golf and how these decisions have to be made right away on the fly is really difficult because you're not gonna please everybody. Again, I don't know what these changes are, so maybe it does please everybody, but I mean generally, you're gonna upset some people and. But for all that I can gather is you need to play really well, and I really got that sense, when Liv first started and we had that meeting in BMW, however long that will go, and I remember coming to my coach we need to get this in gear because there's changes coming and you need to play really well out here to play at the highest level, and I think that's great. I think that's what sports are all about.
If you could give yourself a letter grade for this season, what would you give yourself?
Well, it's a complicated question because I'm really proud of the way I played. I think in a lot of ways it's my best year of my career. My rookie year, I won twice with a major, so that's going to be tough to beat. But with everything that was going on, I really proud of the way that I played. But when you factor in losing the Ryder Cup, I mean, it's an F. Without, you win, you got to go and win that, and this grade's different, but it's really tough to grade. I was talking to my coach, and he goes, "You remember you won this year?" And I was like, "No, I don't remember that at all." But it was a unique year. I think a year that no other player has ever experienced, and I'm proud of the way I played, certainly, but the end of the year was difficult.
And a little bit of a change-up. Patriots played. They won again. How does it feel just riding the vibes of a new Pats organization that just continues to do it?
It's happening all over again. I see it. I'm watching it. I remember as a kid watching Brady and Belichick, and now we got May and Vrabel. What a fun time to be a Patriots fan. I can't say enough about Mike Vrabel and Drake May. It's so fun. My boys are both Patriot fans, and they were growing up a much different life than I had watching the Patriots, and to be able to go and sit down with them. I always say sports are important because of the moments that you have that I get to have with my boys watching the Patriots, and have them win and be dominant like this is just awesome.
Adam.
Keegan, I don't know if you saw some headlines yesterday or this morning, but Justin Thomas made some comments about the Ryder Cup grounds crew being in. There's been some arguments with them about the green speeds. What can you share on that?
Well, I do know that once the tournament starts on the Sunday before the Ryder Cup, we lose control of the golf course, the home team. So, they were given specifications of where to keep the greens, and they felt that they had done that. They did a great job. It's so difficult to figure out. There's so much going on, and you want the greens at a certain speed, and they're telling you that they are, and you got to take their word for it. But the greens are so flat that it's difficult, I think, to get the pace that we're looking for. But the course was in great shape, and the Europeans, they just played so great. It's. I wish that we could blame somebody, but we can't. We have to blame me. I mean, I blame myself for that loss, and be nice to blame that, but we can't.
Tiger in his press conference, if he's interested in the job, and he said no one's asked him yet. Can you ask him for us if he'd do it?
I think when Tiger wants to do this, he's going to do it. Tiger is not only a hero to all of us that would be on his team, but he's also an incredible leader and a person that everyone would love to play for. But I'm pretty sure when he wants to do this, he's gonna be able to do it.
Given some time away from it, are you still interested? Would you like to have another shot?
Well, it's really I just said this earlier in an interview. I have this gaping hole in my career now that I don't know if I'll ever be able to fill. This isn't something where you lose the Masters or you lose a tournament. You're like, I'm going to work extra hard to get back and win. Being the captain of the Ryder Cup team is not something you can work hard for. It's just something that is sort of, elected on you. And I don't know. Of course, I would love to do it again. I'd love to avenge that loss, but that's not up to me. That's not up to. I don't think that's fair for me to come out here and say that. But I would love to do it again at some point. I don't know if that'll ever happen. Probably won't. But I think I think if you ask any losing captain if they'd like to do it again, they would all want another shot.
Keegan, you're an emotional person, player. That's what makes you you. And you just talked about the gaping hole. You gave yourself an F, and you've talked about the disappointment of losing as captain. How much of an emotional toll can you verbalize did that take on you the weeks after the Ryder Cup?
The darkest time of my life, probably. I don't know how else to describe it. Definitely of my career. But there's always this letdown after a Ryder Cup or a President's Cup, regardless of the outcome, because the emotions are so extreme, and they call it's Ryder Cup hangover, and you're just exhausted, and you're down, and it's that takes a toll on you. But it just was a tough time. It still is. But to be honest with you, the last couple of weeks I've felt more like myself, like getting ready to play tournaments, playing the skins game, getting ready to come play here. But it's been tough, for all of us, not just me, the players as well. And I feel like every time I see a player on the team here, I want to just go give them a hug and sit down and chat. But I'm grateful for everybody, and I am in a unique position where I could make another team, which has never been done. I would love to do that.
Keegan, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
This week.